2 years have passed since groups of Syrians took to the streets peacefully, raising their country's flag in Dara city and asking for reforms. The Syrian leadership responded by meeting the requests, starting from lifting the emergency law and up to raising the salaries of government employees. Political parties were allowed to be established. Article 8 of the Constitution was cancelled and a referendum was held on a new one. However, armed men drastically poured among the civilians, undermining the security of the state. Analysts say foreign countries hijacked the movements and armed the protesters in service of their interests.
The reforms taken by the Syrian government proved protesters were not asking for the reforms. If the aim behind the demonstrations were for their demands to be met, demonstrators would have stopped their protests. I believe they submitted to foreign orders, mainly from the U.S., that only wants to destroy Syria and its role in resistance.
Foreign-backed militants started increasing by the day as non-Syrian insurgents continued to infiltrate from neighboring countries to fight the Syrian army, supported militarily and financially by Western and regional states. Their only aim was the downfall of President Assad and the Syrian leadership. Now, those countries openly admit their military aid to the insurgents.
Hillary Clinton's call on armed men not to put down their arms exposed the U.S. administration's military support to militants. The U.S. was arming the insurgents since the beginning. It is not a secret. Today, some countries' announcement on explicitly arming them comes to further pressure the Syrian government to obey the imperialist country's demands.
Civilians in Syria remained the main victim of the unrest. As thousands of militants invaded residential neighborhoods, the number of displaced Syrians increased. Destruction prevailed wherever the insurgents set foot.
I left my apartment because of clashes between the Syrian army and terrorists affiliated to the so-called Free Syrian Army. The last night for us was very difficult. We want an end to the violence.
Even Palestinian refugees were forced to leave their homes. Extremists and al-Qaeda-affiliated armed men were the main perpetrators of many explosions in residential neighborhoods that claimed the lives of innocent civilians. Foreign-backed militants have been trying to bring down the Syrian president for 2 years, but the Syrian army has proved that it is still strong in the face of the threats. Hamad Ali, Press TV, Damascus.